My friends, in recognition of the investment of our past presidents, the 75th Anniversary Committee of our congregation has chosen to honor them by asking that each one once again occupy the presidential seat on the bema over here on the Shabbat morning. So each week, our past president honoree will share an anecdote or reflection from his or her experience, as well as deliver the announcements. So, today, we are honored to be joined by Myra Newman, who served as the congregation's president from 1983 through 1984 and 1985. Myra was the first woman to be president of Adat Ari and is a person of incredible grace and composure. She was the president when Cantor Michelson, Azal, blessed memory, and Moshe Melnick retired, and Myra also co-chaired the day school feasibility study with her husband and also past president Bruce Newman and Rabbi Rothblum's investiture. It is a pleasure to be able to share the bema with her this morning. Myra Newman.
Thank you, Rabbi. So first, the announcements. Shabbat Shalom to all of you. It's
Shabbat Shalom.
Very good to see you here this morning. Thank you for coming to Shul at Adat Ari. I would like to thank those who have participated in our services this morning. Our Darshan was Rabbi Bernhardt, our Gabayim were Ken Feinberg and Manny Aftergott. The Torah readers were Griffin, Nick and Andy Geller, Dr. Sal Zira. The Haftarah was, of course, done by the Bar Mitzvah. Ashrei by Jake Goldman. The Bar Mitzvah anniversary this morning was Daniel Dorsky. The Aliyah coordinator, Rita Benowitz. Our usher was Cindy Olsch, and our greeter was Herb Moore. Today's Kiddush is being hosted by Nanette Geller and Andy Geller in honor of the Bar Mitzvah of their son Griffin, and it will be held in the Farber Auditorium. I would like to also congratulate Daniel Dorsky on the occasion of the first anniversary of his Bar Mitzvah. We will be having our Lag BaOmer program on April 28th. Please join us. You'll find all the information in your Shabbat Shalom announcement sheet. And Shavuot is just around the corner, with services on May 15th and 16th, with Yizkor being recited during services on the 16th. However, we begin the holiday with our Tikkun Leil Shavuot study session, followed by cheesecake on Tuesday evening, May 14th. Please refer to your Shabbat Shalom announcement sheet for more information. Do a mitzvah today and join us in the Sisterhood Lounge on your way out to help make 100 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for a local shelter or food pantry. We appreciate your effort. It won't take long, and we thank you. Please shop in the Sisterhood's Gift Gallery. They're having a special sale this Friday in the morning. The proceeds from all sales support the synagogue and its programs, as well as Israel, so please help us with that. And in keeping with the spirit of Shabbat, we ask that you not use your cell phones or cameras while on synagogue grounds. As you leave the sanctuary, please be sure to pick up a copy of the weekly Shabbat Shalom booklet for news of upcoming events and the times of our daily minyan. If you are a guest or visitor, it's a lot of announcements, isn't it? And we have to learn this elaborate choreography of the upper bim and the lower bim. If you are a guest or visitor and you'd like to know more about Adat Ari or be introduced to some of our member families, please feel free to speak with any of the rabbis or cantors after services. Next week, our past president honoree will be Jill Lasker, who served in 1996 and 1997. We hope you'll be here to welcome her back to the bema. And now, about 30 years ago, I was installed, together with my board of directors, at a Friday evening service. And there was an Oneg Shabbat afterward. And at this festive Oneg, after my installation as president, an elderly gentleman approached me. He was probably the age that I am now. He grasped my hand warmly, he shook it energetically, and he said, "Mazel tov, mazel tov. No, that's what happens when they can't get a man to take it." I must add that our administrator at that time was also a woman, Irma Lee Ettinger, and for those of you who do not remember her, she was a remarkable person, an extraordinary administrator, and so the synagogue was under the direction of not one, but two women. So I worked for many years in human resource administration, or as we called it in the old days, personnel, God works in wondrous ways sometimes, because during my administration, I had ample opportunity to deal with personnel issues. Our nursery school director left, Glenn Easton, our assistant administrative director, left, and incidentally has been a stellar synagogue administrator for many years in Washington, D.C. Cantor Alan Michelson retired, as you have heard, and so did Moshe Melnick, our religious school director. We had many positions to fill. So we selected what we thought was a great husband and wife team. He was to serve as our new cantor and religious school director, and she as our nursery school director. What a surprise to find the male half of this pair on my doorstep in the late spring, advising me that he and his wife had changed their minds. Oh dear, we were in a pickle, but we survived very nicely with the appointment of Stan Beiner, a fine religious school director, and we found a nursery school director, and the appointment of the cantor became the responsibility of another president. We also, during my administration, engaged David Walpe to be our rabbinic intern and Rabbi Daniel Gordis to serve as our assistant rabbi. And you must know that we prepared them well to ascend swiftly in the ranks of conservative rabbis. So those are the highlights, dear congregants, except to tell you that my husband, Bruce, noticed that I was having such fun as president that he became determined to seek that office in the future, and he succeeded. And you will hear from him before long. So come back. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.